Hello and welcome to the King's Forum podcast show. I have a very special guest with me, Amy. Hi, Amy.
Hello.
Welcome. First time on my show.
Thank you so much for inviting me and for having me.
No, it's a pleasure. We're gonna spread some. Well, you're gonna help spread awareness on thalassemia and
Correct.
just talk about kind of how it's impacted your life and how you manage it on a day to day. So,
Okay.
so starting off, what is thalassemia? Because I've never heard about it until um, you approach.
Well, a lot of people do not actually know what thalassemia is, and they tend to confuse it with anemia.
Yeah.
I mean, the symptoms are relatively similar, but different at the same time. So thalassemia is the lack of red blood cells in the body. So a person with thalassemia will not produce the same amount of red blood cells, and the ones that do get produced, the body on its own destroys them.
Oh wow. Okay.
So it gives the symptoms of a person with severe anemia, but obviously severe anemia is the lack of hemoglobin in the body, which is iron deficiency. So this is an iron deficiency. My iron levels are fine, but in every blood test that I do get, it will show that I have supposedly really low iron.
All right.
And before, I would used to get given a lot of iron tablets, and they would just make me really sick.
Mm.
I didn't understand why I was being sick with iron tablets, because they should be making me better, but they were making me worse. And it turns out a person with thalassemia can't actually consume iron
Interesting.
because it would actually affect their kidneys. And I was actually intoxicating myself with iron.
Wow.
So
So,
there are certain products like food that I cannot eat.
so does are there different types of thalassemia, or is it a
There are there is I think there are thalassemia A and alpha and beta, I think it
okay?
is, and the one there's one that's real. I get confused with them because there's one that it is life kind of threatening, and I think is the beta one that's the one that's really serious, and you have to have blood transfusion as every so often,
Wow.
things like that. Like my last blood transfusion was 8 years ago. Um, because literally my red blood cells got so low that the only way that they could do anything was giving me a blood transfusion. But there are people that tend to get blood transfusion every so often
Wow. So
due to it.
there's no cure for this.
There is no cure. It's a genetic blood
Mm,
disorder.
okay.
So it was passed down to me by my parents. One of them was a carrier. Um, don't know which one. Can't say which one of my parents was the carrier, but them two sort of. What I was explained is that them two, the blood types that they had, kind of when joined together, they clashed in a way,
Yeah.
giving me the thalassemia.
Okay. Do you take any medications for it?
Not for it, but because of lack of oxygen to my brain,
Okay.
I do tend to have mental health issues.
Wow.
So for the past year, I have been medicated on antidepressants
Wow.
to sort of control that area,
Yeah.
because I was only diagnosed 2 years ago.
Really?
Before that, I didn't know. I was just always told it's anemia, it's anemia, it's severe anemia. You know, you have to eat more iron, you have to do this, more exercise, more of this. And in reality, I was intoxicating myself. It was only when 2 years ago I went to the GP because I had a sudden loss of weight.
Okay.
So throughout the years, I've always been very slim, but I didn't really think much of it. And I would just lose weight like that. Like I had no issues losing weight. The issue with me was gaining weight.
Mm.
So I was losing it, but during this time, like 2 years ago, I was losing weight very drastically. So I went to my GP, and they did blood tests and stuff, and usually they said, oh, anemia. So I was like, okay, send me iron tablets. I took them, and they made me so sleepy.
Yeah.
I could not function. Like, I was constant sleepy during the day. I was sleeping. I was going to bed at 8 p.m., waking up at 9 a.m.,
Wow.
and I was still sleepy. When iron tablets should be actually doing the opposite, it should be giving you more energy. So my doctor called me and she was like, how are you getting on with the iron tablets? I was like, honestly, not good. It's like, instead of giving me more energy, they're making me even more tired, even more sleepy. And so she said, okay, well, let's give it a couple more weeks and then you come in for more blood tests.
Mm.
So I did that.
Yeah.
And that was when, in those blood tests, was when they said, okay, it's thalassemia.
Wow.
So my life it kind of made sense. Like, everything sort of fell into place when I got a diagnosis.
Yeah. Yeah. That clarity, the reasons for
Yeah.
you're feeling the way you are. How does it impact you on a day-to-day basis? How does it affect your day-to-day?
Because so the symptoms are very similar to those of anemia.
Yeah.
So fatigue, tiredness,
Mm.
restless legs, um, sometimes headaches,
Yeah.
things like that, like low mood as well. Or I can go from being happy to sad, like that. Like, it affects my mood. Sometimes I want to get out of bed, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I'm really energetic, other days I'm not. So I have to take everything day by day. And this would be this bear in mind, I'm 35 years old, almost 36, and I was only diagnosed at 33. So all my life I had this, I just didn't know about it.
Yeah.
So I had always felt these mood swings, this tiredness, this
Mm.
everything that I'm feeling now. But before, I had no, like, I didn't know why I was feeling
Mm.
like that. So I was told I had depression, that I was just born with a bad mood, that I had to change, that I had to sort of better myself. I was always just the angry Amy, the one who like that. I was even told I was probably bipolar,
Mm. Yeah, that
because
makes sense. Yeah.
my mood would change so much. Like, so when I got the diagnosis, everything kind of just fell into place, kind of thing. Everything was more clear. And obviously, because I now control what foods I eat,
Yeah.
it makes it a lot better.
Yeah.
And now I know, sort of, okay, if I'm feeling a certain way, I know I need to get up and just push myself.
Yeah.
I also know it's something that I can't help, that I've sort of had to learn now to live with and accept it.
Definitely. No, I hear that. I hear that. You know what you're dealing with, and it's kind of knowing your body now and managing that and in the best way you can so you can function. Just wondering, has it impacted your work?
Um, in a way, it's made my work better.
Really interesting.
Like I said, because I had no idea. I was very irritable before.
Yeah.
So everything would just sort of annoy me, everything would bug me. But then since my diagnosis, I was put on antidepressants to sort of help balance. Um, they've helped me a lot.
Yeah.
So now I tend to take things a lot calmer, like a lot better. Um, I'm an interpreter.
All right. Okay.
So, and I also deal with people with housing issues, benefit issues, like filling in forms. So for some reason now, because I'm on and I am medicated, I take things a lot calmer, like a lot more patient. I don't stress out as more if something doesn't sort of happen straight away. I give it time. You know, it has made me more focused.
Wow. That's good, isn't it? It's out of that
Yeah.
positive, some positivity's come from it.
Of course,
That's
like you always have to take something bad and turn it into something good.
100%. So do you have a good support network that have supported you through this, especially over the years when you didn't even know what you had?
Um, I like to say yes, but a lot of people did push me away because
Mm,
they didn't know why I was the way I was. So, you know, so I went through a really bad separation
yeah,
with my children's dad. Um, I came back to live in the UK. And I think it's been since I came back to live in the UK that I've had more of a support system from my friends,
yeah,
because now they know why I am the way I am and that I am actually getting help in a way from my GP, from my doctors. They're more aware of what I have. So if I make a phone call and say, oh, I'm going through something, they're there. You know, they sort of try and help me and try and find solutions instead of just ignoring me,
yeah. No, that's
as
good.
they did before when I said it was just anemia. My family, to be honest, they don't understand it.
Mm,
They don't know really what it is. And even if you tell them, they do not understand it. My family are from Colombia. Most of my family are in Colombia still. It's something that hasn't really been heard of. Even things like depression and anxiety and things like that is still a subject that is not
yeah,
very well talked about.
yeah. The culture. Yeah,
Culture. So if I say, oh, I'm on antidepressants, it's like, oh my God, it's like the end of the world. You know, it's because you wanted to kill yourself. It's like, that's the thing that they come. And I'm like, no, it's not just, sorry, it's just not just about that.
yeah. That understanding in certain cultures isn't there, is it?
No, it's not.
You know, we're told to just kind of suck it up and get on with things, and it's.
Exactly. And it's like, oh no, you have to change. It's always a typical, you have to change. You
Yeah,
have to change. You have to change. You're gonna end up alone if you don't change. But I don't know what I'm supposed to change because I can't help it.
yeah.
So
No, I'm with you 100%. Talk about, how can we help spread some more awareness on thalassemia? Because as I said, I didn't even know about it. So,
people don't know about it. And there is, funnily enough, there is a World Thalassemia Day every 8th of May that people know nothing about. And I guess the number one thing that we say is donate blood,
yeah,
because
big thing.
like my last blood transfusion was 8 years ago, but I don't know when I may need one
Mm,
again. So it's that thing of, please donate blood.
yeah,
If you can, donate, because you're not just helping people with known causes, you're also helping people with hidden illnesses.
that's right. Yeah, the
So
important
it's
blood.
mostly that, and sort of start talking about it. Like I said, there is a World Thalassemia Day, but no one knows about it at all. So I try to post some stuff about it, but not as much as I should, to be honest. I should make people more aware, but I I I'll be honest, I don't do it.
Yeah. So next year we need to make sure we're doing another conversation about it to spread
Yes, definitely.
awareness, because that's what I'm all about on my channel as well, to help spread awareness. Social platforms. What social platforms are you on that people could get in contact with you?
Well, I'm on Instagram, Aimy. Lizeth PC, I think I am. I can't remember, to be honest. Aimy Lizeth PC.
By the description. Cool. I'd like to thank you very much for your time and helping.
Thank you so much.
All right, you're welcome back anytime. And yeah, we'll make sure we'll be celebrating World Thalassemia Day.
Yes, 8th of May. 8th of May.
Spread some awareness.
Every year, spread awareness, and please donate blood. Donate blood. That's the most important thing. Donate blood. Like I said, you never know who you're helping.
Cool. Thank you for your time, Aimy. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much. It was nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.